Hello, welcome everybody. This is Bonsaigers Conversation, and this week is an incredibly important week for every bonsai practitioner in Europe. This weekend we had the Bonsai Trophy that is in Belgium, and today we had the special opportunity to speak with one of the artists that has actually been exhibiting this weekend. His name is Jonas Lint. He's a dear friend of ours from Copenhagen, Denmark. We've been knowing him for a few years. We've been visiting his garden and we're really inspired by his work. We're gonna speak today about how does it feel to first exhibit in such a big exhibition as the trophy is. How is the process to get in? How did it feel to walk around the stands, the vendors, and seeing the other beautiful trees? But of course, about all the challenging in growing bonsais in the northern part of Europe, and many more little topics. Here's Jonas Lint. Enjoy it. I was just introducing a little bit you as a bonsai artist, and I was saying about the crazy weather that you had up in Copenhagen these last couple months.
Yeah. We
So
had a real winter for once.
yeah, I saw pictures from Louisiana and the crazy frozen waves that you had.
Yeah, it was very beautiful. But we had the minus for a long time, -5, -10, and it usually, it dips above zero a couple of times, but this time it stayed cold for a long time, and we had a lot of snow. So it's
I was with the trees. What was your strategy with such a winter? Did it caught you off guard?
no. Well, the cold did, but I protect my trees somewhat every year. I have a like a polytunnel, a greenhouse that I put up every year, and most of the trees go in there.
Hmm.
Everything that's in a shallow pot and ceramics and such, it goes in there, and I have a bit of heating, and so it still goes below zero some nights, but
Hmm.
uh, but it's not too bad, and it's mostly keeping controlling how much water they get and keeping them out of the wind.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think I saw. I think I saw the setup, the tunnel that you have in the garden. But when do you take them out? Is already Are you already? Are they still protected? How's the situation now?
Yeah, they are. I just got back from the trophy now, and
Hmm.
when I left for trophy, it was still I had, I don't know, 20 centimeters of snow in the garden,
Uh-huh.
and when I returned now, everything is gone. So
Ah.
it's I'm itching to get everything out, but we might also get another round of freezing. So I'm debating it, but the greenhouse is open, and we get some airflow, and
Hmm.
yeah.
But do you put everything conifers as well in there?
Yeah, the ones that can fit, yeah, and some of my conifers had a little bit of a rough year this
Hmm.
year, so
Okay.
I went to protect them. Yeah,
Okay. Is it due to too much humidity, too much water?
yeah, that, and I think I'm pretty sure I had spider mites for a while,
Ah, okay.
and went little too long without treating, probably. So some of them took a hit, but they
Okay.
should be all right now. But yeah, it
With
it
this
it
kind
can
this
it
kind of
can be.
weather helps. Like they kill them
Yeah,
off.
the freezing.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah, I hope so. And
Okay.
then, I have to treat.
What is your cycle for treating for spider mites?
Um, well, I would start with a knockdown spray.
Okay.
In this case, because it had gone on for a little bit. But usually, I try to rely on what you call that, nyttedyr, predatory insects.
Ah, okay. So like how'd you say it? in ladybugs, stuff like that.
Yeah, different. I can't remember the exact name for the ones that go for the spider mites, but you can get a whole range of different bug for a different problem. And I've had pretty good results with it.
Mhm. Okay.
Usually they are best used in a closed greenhouse, of course, because
Mhm.
then you don't lose any. But actually, I've been pretty happy with how it worked. It has worked the other years.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We never had the experience with predatory insects. I mean, we use a we are not. We had a problematic with one of those termites from Japan last year.
Oh no.
Yeah, but fortunately they were going for ficuses. Like we had a problem with a ficus carica, and also with forsythia. I don't know the Latin name is this bush that makes yellow flowers. I think that one of them has been um, hit by it as well. We saw this huge. One day we saw this beautiful, like this insect, one of those with the no, not the larva, like a proper one. It was this big,
Oh, okay.
like blue and yellow with this long
Okay,
thing. So we
yeah,
were there taking pictures, like, oh, that's awesome. They're writing us, kill that shit. It's gonna, otherwise, it's gonna destroy everything.
yeah,
And we were lucky. We were lucky. We had some problems with the Popiglia as well here in this area, the Japonica. It was a problem in the old Lombardia. There was the epicenter was quite close to here, but that one is problematic for vines. So it's and there's not really anything to stop it because there's a trap for it. That is they sell it around. The problem is that the reach of it's bigger than the actual capacity of collecting popilias. So it's reaching a huge area. All of them are coming, but then there's not enough space in the trap to get them all. So you basically attract the popilia in the garden as well. So
it's a tough one.
yeah, it's a tough one. But we had big problems with that like last year in mostly for there's some vineyards around here, and it's more for this kind of trees that is problematic. Us as bonsai, we're we have mostly conifers and from the area, so they're quite strong. But yeah, that it spot. We use neem oil. Is basically
I've used neem oil as well, and
yeah.
it seems to be pretty effective for most things.
Also, we um, we actually met some importers or producers in a big fair that it's here in Como, and they told us that it's really good. Also, if you put it in a source of water in the garden, it prevents like the creation of the mosquitoes in the water. So
Oh yeah, yeah, it would.
it's a problem. It's a problem for us in the peak of the summer with mosquitoes. It becomes a little bit, it's not so. You're hanging out in the nicest hours when the sun is starting going down. There's a nice light, and then you need to be there
And
like,
you're awake.
yeah. So it's not so.
Yeah, it can be a bit intense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But also up in, do you have problems with those like mosquitoes in Copenhagen? In
No, it's not too bad here. If there are instances when you go, into the forests around here, and
uh-huh.
especially if you go to Sweden for camping or
Yeah.
whatever, hanging out, then it can be pretty intense. Yeah.
You have the one, what's it called? The knot? The one that actually.
Yeah, Knoten. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's another thing. Yeah,
That
it's not very nice.
not very nice at all. Not very nice at all. But how was the trophy this weekend?
Oh man, it was great. It was a big experience. Yeah. Um, yeah. I had a tree in the exhibition for the first time, and honestly, it's been ever since I started doing bonsai and sort of realizing that these exhibitions were happening, and
Mhm.
I went there for the first time 5, 6 years ago, and it's been on my radar, and it's been something that I wanted to accomplish, kind of
Mhm.
to try. And this year, I thought, okay, I have this tree, and it feels like it's okay. It's starting to look like something I feel okay with, and then I started to talking with my friend Martin, who has been in the bonsai game in Denmark for a long time, and he's
Mhm.
exhibited many places, and started talking with him, what about this setup and this table and this tree, and
Mhm.
combining things, and we kind of landed on what I had with me, and yeah, it got accepted, and it's a kind of a milestone
Mhm.
for sure.
What did you
Yeah.
bring? What
Uh,
species?
uh, a Korean hornbeam, Carpinus turksaninovi,
Mhm.
um, that it's been with me for a long time. I bought it off a seller in Holland, in the Netherlands, uh, over the internet just when I got started,
Mhm.
and I've just been developing it and trying out different pot colors and shapes, and
Mhm.
getting the inclination right, and slowly developing it, and yeah, it pays off.
No, that's awesome. I saw the tree. I wanted to ask you the species because I couldn't picture it in from the video that you post, but it's a good milestone. I mean, like
Yes.
how many people there was competing, exhibiting this year?
Uh, how many? I think I would guess maybe 80 to 90 something, 70,
Mhm.
80, 90
Mhm.
people, I think. Um, Something around there, I think. I'm not quite sure, because some people show a couple of trees, of course,
Mhm.
and yeah, but it was really high quality, very
Mhm.
very. It is all year. It's every year. It's yeah, it's impressive to see the kind of trees that people bring out.
Okay, that's awesome. I was trying to get some more infos about it. It's a little bit difficult to. Do they have a website at the trophy?
Yeah, they do. It's the Belgian Bonsai Association.
Okay. Okay.
Because I was trying to see like who got the prizes, and I saw some artists on Instagram that has been posting the achievements. I think Tony Tickle was showcasing Master Suzuki, giving a critique to the tree. So I saw that, but I didn't have the time yet to check who's actually won something, or like the trees that has been like the pinnacle of the exhibition. So it's did you have any trees that caught your eye?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Tony Tickle's Prunus spinosa.
Mhm.
It was very beautiful with the black bark, and he timed it very well with the flowering.
Mhm.
So and his display was very well thought out, I think.
Mhm.
Very well done. And for me, the elegant trees, or the sort of very flowy and almost dancing trees, they really speak to me.
Mhm.
And he had this yeah, very beautiful Bruno Spinoza that I
Mhm.
think it was well deserved that he got recognized for that,
Okay.
for
That's
sure.
awesome.
Yeah, and also for the Taxus that won the best conifer was also really really well done.
Okay.
I
From
can't remember the name right now of the guy who did it, but yeah, it's very beautiful.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no. I'm looking forward to see. But do you find any pictures on the website, the Belgian?
No,
was.
I I wonder. I don't think they're too active in posting
Mhm.
a lot, not from on their website at least. But a lot of people post
Mhm.
pictures in their posts
Okay.
on
Okay.
Instagram. I find.
Yeah, and I think I'll have time to dig better in these next days. I mean, it's always
Been busy.
yeah, but this it's always busy. I mean, like now we have there's of course the reporting season is starting, and it has been a little bit of a short winter, so we finished with the pruning of some of the species that we wanted to, like posting a lot of the trees. Sometimes we get stuck with the idea that we're gonna have the time to make content for everything, and you're there like, yeah, no, this one would be nice to bring it inside the studio and do it in camera, and then you end up having the tree that it's almost starting with pushing the vegetation, and you're there like, oh no, we still need. So no, we've been finishing up with those the other day, and of course, I mean, there's the reporting season is starting. We've been uploading some new pottery that we got from Carl Oscar, and we have some new ceramics. So it's a little bit of a busy year. So I didn't, and also I mean, like there's so much on the computer all the time that sometimes it's just nice to just arrive at home and log out.
Yeah, work a tree.
Yeah, work a tree, exactly.
Work out. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
what you mean. Sure.
but it's great
And then bring it
inspiration.
to a screen.
It's we would have loved to come this year, but we as always we didn't manage. But we have Arco Bonsai here in Italy. We're gonna go probably there.
Okay.
It's quite nice. It's smaller, and also it's much it's much more local. But there's
I
a
wanted to go to Akko and see it.
it is nice. It's a really beautiful area to begin with. I mean, being in that eastern part of the northeastern part of Italy, it's you have the Dolomites are quite close. You have the lakes. It's in it's in a beautiful and picturesque spot. But also, I mean, last time that we've been there was a couple of years ago, and imagine that that time we went to Arco, and then we came back, and then we started traveling up to Sweden, like just the day after. We drove across to bring up a car when we were living there, when I was living there, and we stopped by Walter Pal 2 days after the Arco Fair exhibition, and we saw a tree that was in Arco, like like one of those wasn't yeah was a Yamadori, a quite developed one, and it was like it arrived before us. It was already standing there just looking at it to try.
Yeah, the
So,
logistics of these things are pretty crazy sometimes. I mean,
oh
people
yeah.
drive for a long time to get to the shows and to show what they worked on, and
Mhm.
it always it's it's crazy to see the amount of effort people go through
Mhm.
for these trees. It's pretty crazy. This year when I arrived for taking the photo
Mhm.
for my tree at the trophy, uh, this guy Enzo, what's his name? Enzo from Italy.
Enzo Ferrari, could be
Yeah,
from
I think
it's
so.
from Switzerland, I think, but really close to
Yeah.
us.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, at
Was
least he lives
showing.
there. I mean,
I think it's him. He was bringing a tree and he had this like a carrier he
Ah,
made
okay.
especially for the pot, right? That he could sort of move it with and clamp it so it's holding on to, and you can move it around, and just the amount of effort it takes to think this thing, plan it out, work it, build it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's necessary because this tree was in a small pot and it had a huge stone and like an Atze Bulgarianum, and it was heavy, really,
I,
really heavy. Four people carrying it.
with the stone that becomes a bowl kind of for water.
Yes,
Man, that's
exactly.
I saw that tree like this fall.
Yeah,
It's
beautiful.
awesome. It's
Very good.
really awesome. I didn't have the chance yet to meet Enzo, It's actually quite close. We were looking for intern to help us out, and I contacted one of my professors when I went to the academy, and this professor lives basically in the same town, and I mean, having zero background in bonsai, he knew about this, and so it's quite of a famous figure in the area, but I never had the chance to meet him. That maple is
Yeah,
It's top notch.
yeah, it is. It is, and it speaks a lot to you know, his personality and you know, in general, all the personalities that create these trees that take so much effort. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can imagine. You know, I didn't. He didn't speak very much English, so it was very broken what we communicated. But
Mm-hmm.
getting this tree on the table and unscrewing and then putting it back together again and moving it. Yeah, it's always crazy to see. I think it's amazing what people do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you create those kind of compositions, I guess that the level of artistry it's so high that just creating a small rack to bring it around it becomes a easy job.
Yeah, yeah, it's part of it. It's just okay. Yeah, we do
Yeah.
that too, of course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. But how does it feel? Like, do you want to walk us through a little bit the process of like letting a tree in the trophy? How was it? Like, did you need to apply? How long before did you apply?
Yeah, I think the you basically just register on their page. You fill out a form. They made it very easy and very clean looking. You fill out a form. What kind of tree? What size is it? Kifu, Shohin,
Mm-hmm.
bonsai, and what kind of style? And you register the name of the pot maker, and kind of a couple of different details, and then send in 2 or 3 photos
Mm-hmm.
of the composition, so including company plant and table.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the registration closed in October or November last year,
Mm-hmm.
if I recall correctly. And then you get a confirmation or accept or decline in January,
Mm-hmm.
sometime middle of January, and then yeah, how many trees you got in the show, and then you can sort of start to prepare everything, make it look really nice and clean, and
Mm-hmm.
get a
Okay.
moss ready and do the final adjustments and all that. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for me, I kind of got the tree ready already when I took the photos, because I thought, I figured with the kind of tree, with the level of my tree compared to
Mm-hmm.
the ones that get into the trophy, I figured I needed to show it from the absolute best. So it,
Mm-hmm.
it took some effort to make it look nice and clean.
Okay.
Okay, that's really nice. I mean, I remember last year. Last year I was in Croatia in on January, and Andrea was presenting a tree, and he just got accepted for it, and he was going through that. We were there when he got the email, and he was like, "Oh, I know, I need to prepare like putting the moss," and we were with Walter, so I mean, he was giving him some advice, but it's definitely a milestone. I mean, I don't know, like if we. I mean, one day I guess that we'll try to join in again, join as well, but it feels a little bit like we're far still. It's it takes.
You dropped out for a little bit, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that I would like one day to exhibit as well. Because of course I mean we with the Bonsaiger X, we see all of those trees and we're like, okay, we're doing our own exhibition. We do trees, but we're never gonna be able to participate to that. I mean, it wouldn't be proper, I guess. So it's like going to a trophy or an arco at a certain point would be nice, but we are nowhere close now. I think we're gonna need at least I don't know, maybe at least 5 years.
Yeah,
Then maybe.
that's how I felt as well, and have been feeling for a long time, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's you go to these shows and you see these trees, and especially also online, you see a lot of incredible trees. You know, Instagram is full of it.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I what I use it for. You know, and
Yeah.
then you get exposed to it, and it's easy to feel like how can you even compete with that? And then I think there comes a point where you have looked at your own trees for a while, and you also get maybe a little bit blind to what they actually look like to
Mm-hmm.
others. And I think the local communities are really important in this regard.
Mm-hmm.
Having somebody to you know visit each other's gardens, look at each other's trees, and
Mm-hmm.
talk about them and see how they progress, and
Mm-hmm.
speak about these things, because you get for me at least, it helps a lot to sort of understand where the tree is at
Mm-hmm.
and what can be done to further it.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Even just exhibiting gave, it seeing people stop by a tree and listening to their conversations, and
mm-hmm.
asking them and listening, and see what they think about it, what they feel, what it means to them when they walk around. It's a big learning experience.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Okay.
So like you had somebody coming over to your garden and gave you like this extra push for accepting, to move forward with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for Martin, well, it was my own idea to show the tree, but for yeah, with Martin, we just, he lives in Jutland, so it's a bit of travel, but we just sent photos back and forth, and talked about what could be done.
Mm-hmm.
And in my garden, I have a bunch of trees, but this is probably the one that is most what I feel is most developed, and ready for
Mm-hmm.
for show.
Okay. Okay.
So for me, it was an easy pick. It
Okay.
was the only pick, but
Yeah, I mean, for what I remember, I mean, I was really impressed with your garden when I first came. I mean, we kind of you started like 3 or 4 years before us, I think. So it's it's really like I remember the first time that I came, it felt like such a huge uh, distance. Like you had already the benches and you build all the house around it, and you had a proper place for the winter thing, and then also the level of the trees already back then. I really love your large forest, and of course you've been. I mean, right now like. Remembering each tree, it's a little bit difficult for me, but I always like the sensibility that you have to also the pairing of the pot and the trees, and also the longevity of thinking about a project like I don't know. I remember that Ishizuki with the small palmatums, I think, like that you just started with the having the patience to start such a project, that it's something that you're gonna probably see the real results in what is 10 years from now.
Yeah.
To-
but that's the beauty of it. I think,
yeah.
when I started, I realized, when I was at that point in my life, I realized that I didn't have that many plans that actually went, much further than next week, next month,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. At the point I was in my life, and then I realized, you know, when you start working these trees, all of a sudden you have to go, okay, it's next season, okay, it's also next year, and then it's 5 years, and then it's 10 years, and then it's 20 years from now. And it's just, it's a very, time becomes something different all of a sudden when you start looking at something in this that is stretched out that way, and that really intrigued me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, it's I can't really help it. I know, I think a lot of people have this experience. You have an avocado that you start growing, and then, whoa, man, it's fun to see something start growing, and
Mm-hmm.
then you start putting seeds in the ground and you see them coming up. You start, and then with bonsai, it's all of these processes,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be one process to get a tree ready for exhibition next year,
Mm-hmm.
and that for me that process is equally rewarding as going out into my garden now and seeing how the large seeds I put, they are starting to come
Pop.
out, and yeah, and it's basically it's just the joy of growing things, but it takes so many shapes and forms, and it's evolved with uh, so many decisions, so many design decisions, so many horticultural decisions. It's a big process that yeah, and it involves a lot of different perspectives, I think,
Mm-hmm.
which makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic endeavor. I mean, there's something with working with nature that really taps in something that it's inside of us. Other than bonsai, bonsai is like the non plus ultra of the working with nature, because you have so many aspects. You have science, you have design, you have art, that all interacts into one single um, practice. But already, if you see, I don't know, I've been having the chance to work in, when I was in Australia, I did some months of, the farm works, apple picking, lettuce, and coming from a place where, you see your mother doing the garden, and you see your grandpa cutting the vines and these kind of things, but I never really tap in the actual work, like we were putting foils under the beds of the apples of the pink ladies, just to make them pink on the bottom, like these kind of things that really you see you're doing it, and then you see the results in a couple of months. It gives you so much, what you say, it makes you proud to see. It's And I think that is really tapping into something that is innate, regardless of if you're passionate about nature or whatever. You see it on YouTube, like these people that plants the seed and does the time lapse of 6 months of it, like rooting down in the glass pot, and then you see it. It's so there's so much people that is interested in it. Like, it's such a simple thing, but it is true, this thing of like, you start thinking about something that is going to happen in 10 years, in 15, and it really puts things in perspective. Really great. Yeah. But so in at the trophy, so this year you were what was the how the people has been taking your work? Did you hear something that you like, something that made you um, some comments or some interaction with some other artists, maybe that touch the spot? What do you?
You know?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of comments on the table.
Mm-hmm.
I used a metal corten steel, rusty corten steel
Mm-hmm.
table that I had made. A Polish guy made it for me, and originally a few years back when I ordered it, I just wanted a display table for the garden, something that could stay outside.
Mm-hmm.
um, and I kind of the first time I went to the trophy, I I had known about
Mm-hmm.
Maria's work, and she was exhibiting there, and she put her very big, very powerful olive on top of like a rusty, little bit squeezed oil barrel, like completely broken down. And I thought that juxtaposition was really interesting. So it's displaying a tree on a rusty steel plate. It's it's a little, I guess, a little bit untraditional, but for me, it's also just a little bit of a nod to her and her work of being a little bit on the in the outskirts of what is traditional, and I think that pushing these boundaries of what bonsai is very interesting for me. Um, and so naturally, a lot of people at the trophy commented on this, and they were interested in it. And most people I talked to liked the combination of the colors of the trees and the pot and the table, because everything is very organic in that. The rusty steel, it's not plastic. It's still an organic material, and it shows patina and wear and tear. So I think it pairs quite well. And this goes in general for using steel. There are a couple of people. Ryan obviously has done some big sculptural pieces, and there's this guy Neva Studio. I think he's doing some containers with type of rock planting in steel, and it's really interesting to me, these different materials.
Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful material to work with. I mean, Ryan, of course, has been doing an amazing job with it, with these structures. But it's here in this area as well. It's used a lot in the gardens. I guess it's the color of it. It's really warm, especially. I mean, if you're in the winter season, probably it's lighting up a little bit the garden. But did you see a lot of how was the trophy this year? Was more traditional? There was some compositions that were like aiming to like yours maybe to do something a little bit more new, more modern?
I think actually most of the trees that compositions I remember was quite traditional in the sense of the materials used, and nothing stands out right now as very very untraditional, and I think this changes a bit from year to year, how much people play with the space and the composition. There was some there was a big pot exhibition as well, and you had some guys pottery exhibition, yeah, and somebody there had made some a setup with some figures, some anime characters, and things like this. But other than that, it wasn't. It felt quite traditional, actually. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, which is,
I think, it can be even harder than sometimes, coming up with something out of the box, because when you work in this within the traditions, there's a lot of things to keep to sort of keep in mind to make it work, and yeah, there was a lot of very, very beautiful pot, tree, table, company plant compositions this year.
It's the trophy itself is oriented on the whole composition, or it's more focusing on the level of that the tree reaches. It's the judging process. Do you think it's what is more leaning towards?
That's a good question, actually. I'm not sure. I think they judged the whole composition. But maybe there are some prizes that are more centered around the tree itself, but I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to put you in a bad spot. I'm just curious because I mean it's something that it's really resonates with us. Of course, I mean we do our own part in it, and I've been listening to Jonas Lint talking about about the way that these how many many exhibitions have a lot of different prizes, as you just said as well. So I mean, it's you have best conifer, best deciduous, and I mean you can work your way around those things. So I was just wondering because I mean I saw your composition really. I mean it feels and on how you say it, it feels like there was a lot of thought around it. And I mean, definitely, it does a lot. Now, we've been to the last one that we've been going to Wacky 10. It's here in Brixen. The level of the tree was stunning. I mean, it's such a small place, but it has. I mean, there's a lot of big artists in this area. It's like under the Dolomites, so you have people coming down from Austria. You have people coming from Germany. I was actually surprised that the inauguration of the exhibition was made in German, even though we were in Italy. But it's such a it's this border area that it's has a lot of people from both Austria, Germany. I mean, German speakers and Italians are living together, and the level of the tree is insane. Like they have some great artists that are around this area, and you can really see that it's reflecting on the level of the trees. But it for me, as I remember it right now, it felt like it was much more centered on the trees itself. Then I might be wrong, but it feels like now that I'm seeing the pictures that I'm seeing from the trophy, it's much more centered on the overall composition between the tree and the Cusamono. I'm just gonna take a second. I'm seeing these comments about GC. It's just it's just a conversation in between me and Jonas, and I would be really looking forward to speak with him as well, but it's another thing, this one right now. But thank you for being so interested in it so far. But going back to the exhibitions, it's I'm really looking forward to see the trophy itself. I mean, it's being the center of like European bonsai. I've been hearing a lot of people being so excited about it. So it would be nice to come up and see. Also, did you find some? There was some. What about the vendors? There is a lot of that as well in there.
Yeah.
The vending areas, actually three big areas with a lot of vendors, and I mean that's half the fun. I think a lot of people go to shop
Okay.
basically, and I mean you can buy anything imaginable for bonsai there, and it's always super interesting to see what people bring. Especially for me, I think the pottery is because you can look a lot at pots online, but once you get them, you can feel the heft of them, the size, the shapes, the glazing in the light where you can turn it and twist it. That's when you really get an idea of what the different ceramics are like. So when I go, I usually bring home a couple of pots every year.
Okay. Did you find some luck this time?
Yeah, for sure. I have to shout out Andreas Meyer, Anti Meyer.
Yeah.
He's so talented, and yeah, I just really enjoy his work, and I think he had a good year this year also.
Okay. Yeah, it's
I'm in touch with Andreas as well. He has been preparing some pots for us as well. He made some he made a collection. Really, it's how do you call that? He showed me a sample, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm starting doing starting experimenting with this effect." Is I think it's called paisley. It's like the bandanas, that kind of patterns that are a little floral. They remind a little bit that kind of thing, and I think he's producing the ceramic itself. and then he's carving out the thing, and then he's glazing it on top of it. Or maybe he's glazing it first with two glaze, because it feels like the inside of the carving, it's in a different color. But it's really interesting. I'm really curious to see them live. But yeah, with pottery, the glazes, and the textures of it, it's you can. I mean, selling them on our website, it's so difficult to catch. Like the how it could actually get. When it's live, it's completely different. So I completely agree. But you're a fan of Andreas. I mean, you have a couple of pots that I saw already, some trees in.
I like his work. And this is also, it has a lot to do with the bonsai as a European um, thing, or a European expression.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I never went to Japan, not yet. I really want to go, but so I have a hard time saying that I do Japanese bonsai. I don't really think I do.
Mm-hmm.
What I know is the nature around me, European nature, Scandinavian, Northern European nature,
Mm-hmm.
and that is what I'm interested in showing and reflecting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it that's what happens when I start working. That's what the species of trees I have to work with, and the climate. Our months of growing months are shorter, and so for me it makes a lot of sense to also use European pottery, because it's just a little bit closer to what I know and what I want to express.
Mm-hmm.
I love and the shapes and forms of what is done in Japan. I have endless respect and admiration of it, but it's still quite far from me, if that makes sense. So I really want to try and express what's happening in Europe. That's also why I wanted to study with Maria, because her trees, the the way she works with them, and this whole generation of or not generation, but what is happening in Europe at this
Mm-hmm.
time in bonsai. I think it's really interesting. Um, so yeah, it's Andreas. There's also Kai Sperling. His pots,
Mm-hmm.
they're a little bit more. Some of them are a little bit more subdued in a way, but they're also very. They still they just still feel very European in a way,
Mm-hmm.
in the best way possible, best sense possible.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many super talented artists. I mean, I'm thinking about, I mean, of course, Andreas Antimayer. I mean, Lubus Koda. We have Thomas Gremming up in Göteborg, or Torol Villa, one of my favorites. But it is. I mean, we completely understand. It feels like. I feel like there is a transition like right now happening. Like about this week, as I was saying before, we got a big package from Carl Oscar with pots, and we were unpacking them and taking pictures, and we had a visit from a friend of ours. He's a little bit older than us. He's I think in his 60s, and it's super. It does just azaleas. Is one of those crazy maniacs that just do that, and is super niched, but he really achieved some really great specimens. We've been visiting a couple of years ago, and he's living actually quite close to us, but it feels like his imprinting was more like the traditional way, And I could see at the same time that we got this big package from Carl Oscar, we got also, I went and found a marketplace deal that, like one of those people that has been practicing bonsai and then he stopped, and he had a bunch of traditional and commercial Japanese pots. And even though we had those, like handcrafted, now we're going to upload them in the next days on the website so you can see, but it's really special. He did this heavy glazing that drips from the sides and almost becomes feet. So it's really special, and it caught our eye a lot. But we can see that people that is more traditional, even though you have something that it's handmade, hand-picked, and made especially for that, still has a preference for the typical oval grass pot from Japan. But it's because it's the it's the way that they've been raised.
Yeah. And it's also it's a standard for a reason. It's because it looks good and it works very well, and it's proven and perfected over a long time. So it makes a lot of sense for sure.
It is, but also I think it's also like this. It feels like like the more that you see something, the more that you get used to it, and usually you find beauty in it as well. I guess that it's a mix of the two, of course. I mean, it's just that as you were saying, like I'm really fascinated by the artistry of European, and of course like Japan, even though we never been there, and we know that they've been doing super great stuff. We had the Kokofu a couple of weeks ago, crazy trees, of course. I mean, impossible to achieve for us because we don't have 6 generations of artists before us. But still, it feels far away, and it feels also like the stuff that we get, and that you find most of the time is the commercial stuff. So it loses soul. Like, I'm not saying that it's the same as buying a, is a little bit far out, but like a ficus from IKEA, it's not that kind of stuff, of course. But it still loses. It still doesn't. When you're doing art, you're trying to achieve something that actually that moves you, that inspire, and that many times you try to create something new. So I mean, it feels more like a less arty and more like crafty.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. It could go either way, and I think maybe also, of course, the beauty of bonsai is that it is a mix of these things. You can't do bonsai without also having this craft base. A lot of it is just basic work. You know, you need to be able to do the motions of wiring and pruning, watering and fertilizing, and all of these very basic crafty things. And then once you get to a stage where you're more comfortable with this, then you can sort of start, okay, trying a little bit different things maybe.
Yeah, I agree. I mean that the technical part is so important. I mean, it's like without the capacity to move around the wire, or like still, like after, like we've been doing it for like 5 years quite intensely, but still you find sometimes some that you want to achieve something that it could be achieved maybe with a little bit more experience. You find a ceiling that you can't really pass because maybe you're missing that part, like heavy bands, for example. I mean, of course it can be done. Of course we saw them being other artists doing those big works that are a little bit more challenging, but there's nothing like experiencing with your hands as well. And I mean, that's what is actually like technique. Of course, it's raising the bar, like on this aesthetical result at the end. I'm really also agreeing with your point of view of like trying to represent Europe as well. And I mean, it's great stuff. I'm really looking forward to see like maybe you can send me some picture of what you got. Would love to see. I really appreciate. Is it Anti Meyer's pot, the one that you have? I don't know. I don't remember. Like it was maybe 2 years ago that you uploaded a tree from for the Bonsaigers X. You had a white pot with this. Um, it was like it wasn't a flat side. It felt like it had something like a corner coming in.
Yeah. I think it was like a quite small tree, a blue, light blue pot maybe, if I remember.
Mm-mm.
And yeah, that was Andreas as well.
Yeah, it is. They look sturdy as well. Like it's really like when it's like that. Feels. I don't know if it has.
Very solid.
Yeah, it gives much more stability to the composition as well. I mean, of course, like if you know, ideally you try to avoid to put your trees in a windy spot, but it feels like
Functionally, yeah. Sometimes you need some heavy
yeah,
trees, of
yeah,
course, or a big tree or a large
yeah.
something. Yeah, for sure.
Does it? Do you think it helps also with the isolation from the weather? Like, I mean, you're living in a cold
I'm
place.
sure it does.
It does.
I'm sure it does help. Yeah,
Mhm.
both heat and cold. You know,
Mm.
but I think it's probably niche, not as much as a good amount of soil around the roots or whatever. I
Yeah.
think when it comes to that, the protection once your trees, at least as I understand it, once your trees reach this quite fine ramification, that's when the roots are also quite vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the wind is probably the at least for us here in Denmark, because you when you get a cold night and we get a lot of wind all
Mm-hmm.
times of year, so I think that's the big killer
Hmm. Hmm. But
when
you
it
mean,
comes to very developed trees.
but because it's like, but winter or wind? Sorry.
Wind, as in the wind blowing and super cooling the pots and
Ah,
thereby the root system. Yeah,
okay.
that
So you
because
think like
a lot of trees can stand freezing temperatures.
Mhm.
They have a lot of sugar in the system, and they can sort of they are protected against it.
Mhm.
But of course, the root system is sort of the heart of the tree, and if you put it outside and the wind is just cooling down that pot all night long, I think that cooling and drying out it can be what really tips the scale,
Mhm.
at least in my experience.
Okay.
We have a good question now. Like, I mean, we've been talking about it before in the past as well about the situation with Akadama. What do you use up there? Like, is it easy to source? Do you have any replacements for it? Of course, you're living in a really wet climate. Also, maybe it's.
Yeah, I use Akadama for my more developed trees.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and in my experience, it works quite well here. It will break down quite quickly with the freezing and thawing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, for more developed trees, I would use Akadama or 50/50 Akadama pumice,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the species, and pines in full pumice, basically.
Okay.
Full pomace for the
In
pines.
Yeah,
Completely.
because I would like to keep more of my pines outside, and
Mhm.
winters in Denmark are, I mean, outside all year, also
Mhm.
in winter. And winters in Denmark are really wet, basically.
Okay.
Just a lot of rain and not very much sun.
Okay.
So you need a lot of drainage and a lot of air in those pots. So pumice is really good for that.
Okay.
Uh, And then for developing trees, we have I think it's called DE,
Okay.
diatomaceous earth or something like that. It's
O-
another clay type, and it's natural, locally sourced around different places in Denmark.
Okay.
Um, cat litter, basically.
Okay.
And
Okay.
for trees and development, I use it a lot.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It
Okay.
holds water and it holds some nutrients, and it's quite stable. It takes a long time to break down,
Mm-hmm.
so it has a lot of good properties. But for refined trees, I think it doesn't break as easily as academia.
Okay.
So you don't get the root penetration of
Mm-hmm.
the soil or in the soil particles,
Okay. Okay.
uh, which is
The key
what I
ingredient.
think. Yeah, what I hear most people say is what gives the very final refinement in the roots.
Yeah. No. Of
Uh,
course.
but honestly, I don't have any trees that are that refined that I can speak from experience to this. But that's what I hear mostly, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it kind of makes sense. I've seen root growth in in uh, in DE, in diatomaceous earth, and it's the root growth is very quick and solid and powerful, but it also feels quite coarse.
Okay. But is it basically cat litter?
Yeah,
Is it?
it's a kind of clay that they burn, and then
Okay.
it turns out to pellets basically, and yeah, so it's quite hard clay, and and they use it for cat litter, and you can get it really cheaply.
Okay.
Uh,
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, no, because I mean the cat litter thing. I mean, it's something that, especially in the beginning when you're trying to figure out what to use. I mean, for me, it was like something that you were seeing around. Then we're quite lucky that we have people to source it around here, so there was a need of getting a substitute of akadama. But it's I'm gonna check this D. It would be nice to have something to check. I mean, we use akadama, pomace, and organic soil usually, but we are not in that space where the trees are so refined. We like to keep a part of organic because it's especially in the summertime it becomes a little bit hard.
Right
yeah,
now.
yeah, you need some more water retention in your soil probably than
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. I mean, it's always going back to the question before. It, I mean, and there was also another answer about it in the comments. It really depends on the kind of climate that you're living in, the choice of soil, and what you actually can achieve with it. Because I mean, right now we have two completely different scenarios. I mean, Southern Europe, in Italy, summer it's really dry. It reaches up to 35 degrees. So like 35. I mean, I wasn't here for a while in the summer, so maybe they reach also in the 40s, but it's really hot up in where Jonas is. It's Copenhagen, so it's a completely different climate. I was saying before in the intro, like my partner Cheyenne was up in Malmo in the beginning of February, when there was this whole Louisiana thing where the frozen waves and such. She had like in the morning minus 14, and here in the afternoon we had 14 degrees. So I mean, it's a completely different game, and it's the cold is one thing, the winds are another one, and the super wet environment, it doesn't help with the thing. But it's really dark in your. I was I saw you fading away slowly. Here we have a bright setup. I feel like I'm gonna get 10 from it. But
Bit of shadow on my screen, so I couldn't really tell how dark it was, but
oh yeah, no, no,
the sun is down now.
yeah, yeah, it's really Scandinavian like,
Yeah, yeah.
cozy.
Beautiful sunset just now.
Yeah.
Lots of colors in the sky.
Ah, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. But do you have any in your garden? Like, do you have any projects that you're excited about? Something new that you're doing, maybe at the structures, or like something with a tree that something something special that lately has been inspiring you?
Well, I'm expanding my garden bonsai garden area a little bit
Mm-hmm.
uh, to have some more benches for more developed trees,
Okay.
just to have a bit more space. And yeah, it's I'm very restricted on space in my garden.
Uh-huh.
As you know, you went here. It's not not a huge garden,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a my. It seems like my trees are getting bigger. The type of material I acquire, it's getting bigger and bigger. So I need, a bit more space between everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
this spring I'll be creating some more space for benches and
Okay.
just to get a bit more room for everything.
Okay.
Is it gonna you're moving towards the front yard?
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
okay, okay, okay. You're gonna keep the greenhouse in the same spot?
Yeah, it's but of course I pack it and move it away during summer, but
Okay.
it's in the same spot. Yeah.
Okay. 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 Okay.
It's how about this getting bigger? How's it going with that?
Well, I was very fortunate 2 times last year. I got in touch with a person digging up an old hawthorn hedgerow,
Uh-huh.
and so I got a bunch of quite big hawthorns material
Okay.
that needs some space. And then at the place I worked before, I got a bunch of vines. I'm actually not sure what the species is yet,
Mm-hmm.
but very old. You know, a vine that has become one, just a mass of curling things. I can
Uh-huh.
send you some photos. So I have yeah, a bunch of large projects,
Mm-hmm.
larger trees, and I some of the trees I get from Maria as well. They are also, you know, bigger than
Yeah.
what I used to have. So and I like that size. I like the amount of details
Mm-hmm.
that you can find in a very big tree.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, I'm trying to to make space for it, because it's also, it just takes, even though the tree is only, I don't know, let's say 60 centimeters, it needs, the bigger it is, the more space around it it needs
Mm-hmm.
to sort of live and breathe, right?
Yeah.
To
Function.
to be appreciated. So yeah, I need to expand.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it's. I mean, of course, there's people that likes the smaller trees, and I mean, everybody has their own kind of preferences, but it feels like the big trees allow you to get a better proportion overall. It's like you have a bigger, like compared to a shoin where like you have just so much space to work with. The big tree allows you to really like excel with proportions. I mean, the trees from Maria, I mean, I saw them in your garden when you got them at first. I'm pretty sure that if you still have something, it has been developing in a nice way, knowing you. So it's how are they doing in such a different climate?
Very
It's
good. Yeah, I
yeah.
think I the Carpinus orientalis. I don't get, I can't cut it back 3 times or maybe even 4 times as they sometimes can in
Hmm.
Croatia.
Okay.
Maybe you can get that much as well. I don't know,
Hmm.
but so the development, of course, slows down in comparison to Southern Europe. But the trees itself, they seem to do great. They stay healthy. They tolerate the frost fine. They develop. So
Uh-huh.
and I actually found out that the Prunus mahaleb,
Hmm.
they it was used in old times, used in the hedgerows between fields
Uh-huh.
here.
Yeah.
So it has grown wild. Nowadays, it's you find Prunus cerasifera,
Uh-huh.
um, but so the mahalibs, they do very well here as well.
Hmm. I really
I
like the.
just can't find the type of material that that you get in mountainous areas.
Yeah, no, of
So
course.
but the trees do really well here.
Okay, 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 okay.
It's I saw that also that Andreas has been joining in.
Yeah, 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 yeah. He likes the mahalibs as well. It's
That's
just,
cute.
but I mean, it's hard to you get the bark, you get the flowers, you get the small leaves, you get the dead wood. It's kind of the whole package.
Yeah, no, no, no. It's we don't have any Mahleb in the collection. We finally got our hands on a Orientalis, the Carpinus Orientalis. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. We got a raft because like notoriously the famous Carpinus. I mean, usually are the big massive trunks. I mean, that's I think that's what they've been pushing in the first part of their journey with the Carpinus, and then the raft, it feels like it's a little bit more modern in like a second, like
Yeah,
the next experience, the next experiment. So we got a really nice one, and I'm really looking forward to put our hands on it. We this is one of those that we are keeping for the studio. We received it. It has been 1 year. It's been collected last year, so we need to do some cleaning of these really coarse ramification that they get on top. I don't know if they've been working on it yet, but I'm really excited. I don't really know where it's gonna be able to push. I'm looking forward to see like how this summer is gonna be. If it's gonna be able to like do 2 or 3 pushes. But what do you usually do with it? Like, do you let it? Do you do the winter cleaning and then you let it push through the summer?
And then you.
yeah. I would. I have for my climate, I have had good results with letting it fully flush out and grow quite long, and
Hmm.
then cutting it back and doing some almost I wouldn't call it styling, but cutting it back to shape and setting some directions, and then I get the second push in the directions I want,
Hmm.
and then I would arrange that growth in towards the fall around leaf when the leaf turns color.
Hmm.
Um, that seems to have to be a pretty good strategy where I'm at,
Okay.
because then I take advantage of the tree really pushing and growing strong
Uh-huh.
through the hottest part of the year,
Hmm.
and the longest days of the year.
Hmm.
And then when everything is slowing down a bit, then the second push I get is a little less powerful, a little bit more fine,
Hmm.
and then you can edit it finally towards the end of the year.
Okay.
And I've seen them bleed quite a lot if I prune in the wrong timing during winter.
Okay.
And
Okay.
for me here, I think I have to be more careful about the trees bleeding out here than
Hmm.
in in Croatia, for instance, because I have these colder winters. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
so if the tree loses its power in the winter, then it's less frost resistant, and I probably
Hmm.
would get more dieback and such. So
Okay.
so most of my work is kind of in the growing season.
Okay. Okay.
I was like this brought me to another question that I wanted to ask, because you are one of the few people that I met that actually managed to get good results with birches. And you've been telling me that it's like you prune in the growing season, just in the growing season. Do you think it's something that it's related to your area, or we should something that we could?
Yeah, I've you hear a lot of things about birch, and a lot of people experience dieback with them, and
Mhm.
I think this is normal for birch. I do experience it as well, but I also think it's something that you embrace and work with,
Okay.
because birch is a pioneer species. It's
Uh-huh.
meant to grow fast and being the first kind of trees that grow in an area and help create a forested area. So I think this fast growing and kind of, they can also tend to just put out a lot of buds from the base and
Mhm.
and these kind of characteristics. I think to use them as bonsai, you also have to accept that the trees have this character
Mhm.
and enjoy it. So
Yeah.
if you lose a branch, well, okay, let that be part of the history. Let the branch stay for
Mhm.
as long as it may, and then build something new around it.
Mhm.
And yeah, for me, the best strategy has been working them in the growing season as well.
Okay.
So
Okay.
kind of same thing. Let them push in the spring, let them grow quite well, and then cut back to a desired shape and direction,
Mhm.
and let them push again, and then maybe manage that growth a little bit in the fall, and then that's it for the year. Uh,
Okay.
of
Okay.
course, you can do light wiring in the winter when everything is when the leaves have fully dropped, but I would prefer to do it in the fall
Okay.
when the
Yeah.
tree is storing sugars anyway.
Mm.
It feels like a good mindset to have, like with birches. Like maybe it's not really a tree that you can achieve the greatest level of bonsai with, just because it's quite delicate in loose branches. But the destination is not the fun part. Is the process to get there. So like you just
And it's
work your way
also,
around.
you're never gonna have it look like the super refined Japanese maple, because the character is just different.
Mhm.
So I think it's also okay to embrace what what do birches look like in nature. Well, they,
Mhm.
of course, they have the drooping branches if you're talking about the pendula, but they're also quite rugged, and they lose branches and they have holes in them, and they get quite old, but they look kind of
Mhm.
rugged, crazy, worn, and
Yeah.
and for me it doesn't make sense to try and make a birch look like a Japanese maple with super fine ramification. It makes sense to develop it so it shows the character of that species.
Yeah. The true nature
So
of it.
yeah, and that entails accepting, okay, I'll lose a branch here. Maybe the whole trunk dies back on one side. Okay, then we grow something new around it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, yeah, like you say, yes, let's enjoying the process.
Yeah, yeah, no. It's pretty easy to understand right away when you're working with birches that that's the pet. I mean, it's nice to hear it from you. So like the it's not just the master tip. Prune it on summer, you get the best bonsai ever. It's just it's to work around these problematics that the species as intrinsically. So it's yeah, we managed to collect a few as well in the mountains here. We found a little area that has some small ones, like grazed by animals, that typical trees that you find there. But we found this beautiful erect, like just one single trunk going up, and it had a really nice ramification, but it died out. We repotted it and it died all out, but it pushed out from the bottom. So now we're trying to, tell this tale, like a tree that has been dying out, and now it's gonna be the second season that we're gonna have those sucker shoots in the bottom, and we're gonna work with it. And I'm curious to see what is gonna come out, because I mean the base is awesome. Like it was quite old. I guess it's like this big, and it's been able to push one season of growth on top, and then it died, and we have this nice nebari, and it push out. So it's gonna be fun to see like what is gonna come out. It's a nice. It's a nice approach. Like once again, like we do bonsai with what we have here in Europe, and we try to explain the tale of our nature that we have around here. Awesome, awesome. But Jonas, I'm super happy that we had the chance to speak. I mean,
Me too. It's been good catching up.
it's like being like visiting your garden is one of the things that I really enjoyed being up in Scandinavia. So it's nice. I'm feeling really happy to had the chance to speak with you.
Likewise.
I know that you've been studying like a project like officially around bonsai. Would you like to close up talking a little bit about it?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Well, first off, I just want to say thank you for including me in this little project of yours. These interviews, I feel humbled and proud to be in the in the company of the people you have talked to already on this podcast. It's
I, Thank you so much.
good
I
for me,
mean,
and I really enjoy it. I enjoy catching up with you.
thank you. I mean, it's like we had the capacity, the luck, the possibility to grow so much, like social wise. But like when we're not still babies, I guess maybe toddlers in the bonsai. We've been doing our stuff, but it's always nice. It's really it's priceless to be able to get the chance to speak with artists that are close to us. So I mean, for us, it's a real we are honored that we can have the chance to speak also with you. I mean, really much.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it greatly. It's
That's
nice.
cool.
Yeah. And yeah. So my little project, it's called Arbor Forma,
Hmm.
for shapes of trees.
Hmm.
And it's a way to kind of try to materialize what I have been doing
Hmm.
all along. I wanted to put it into some kind of conceptual form, I guess. And it's I really enjoy taking the trees out and placing them in different settings
Hmm.
where people are not expecting to see them. And I've had the chance to do some very fun collaborations with a cafe, like a cafe and roastery
Hmm.
in Copenhagen, and I had the chance to go and do like a short commercial filming where they needed some trees
Hmm.
for somebody to work with. And to do this, I wanted to put it into a brand and a name that was something apart from me, to also be able to in the future say, okay, if somebody needs a tree for a special occasion, then that would be interesting for me to try and provide that.
Hmm.
So it's and then it's given me opportunity to go and teach a bit this year. I'm just waiting for final confirmation, but I think I will start up a project teaching some some guys at their place where they work. They do gardening work, and uh, yeah, they reached out for a project, and think I have the opportunity to do like a 2 year project with them. Go to their place and arrange different things around bonsai and around connecting with nature in a different way. Uh,
Hmm.
so that's kind of arbor forma is becoming an umbrella for all of these different activities that I do with bonsai, professionally, semi-professionally, hopefully full full professional at some point would be nice. But Denmark is a small scene, so
But I mean, it's for what I see, like I mean, of course, I really like, as I said before, I think you have a great sensibility when it comes to putting trees and pots together. And I mean, of course, I think that I'm really inspired by what you've been doing so far. But going back to, like, for example, like placing trees in settings that are not really usual to, it's such a different environment than seeing them at the garden, especially when you have limited space, because I don't know how many trees you have. The memory that I have of yours is like really packed benches, and now you're spreading out, so I guess that probably there's even more. And even though like you are like, if you are somebody that it's accustomed to looking at bonsai, you find the stuff that maybe catches you and you see it, but it's not the same as like having it by itself in a place that doesn't that where it's not belonging to. In that case, like, it pops out even more. And for people also that doesn't have that sensibility to kind of recognize the craftsmanship about it. So I think that in Copenhagen, like, I mean, it's what I've been a little bit around, and like Copenhagen is a really fertile ground, I think.
yeah, I think so. I think so. There's a lot of interesting spaces that could benefit and that could work well, with, because it's an urban environment and it's very built, and a lot of interesting architecture, a lot of interesting spaces in general, and the, seeing people every time I've been exhibiting somewhere and taking the trees somewhere, you always have this. I always have this experience of people seeing the trees, and it obviously starts something in their brain, and and everybody kind of recognize it, but there's also a curiosity that is awakened, and I think bonsai is very effective at this, and that's the whole point for me. That's one of the biggest drivers for me, seeing people having this reaction to it, and then start talking about, what is this? Is this even real? And what is it doing here? And what are you doing? And okay, it's a tree. Okay, that's interesting. It's so small. Why does it look so weird? And people's curiosity just gets piqued, and it's a lot of fun. And I hope it sets an impression that makes them think about trees in a different way from that point on. Because I know from myself, once I started seeing, understanding bonsai, being interested in bonsai, I started seeing nature and trees in general in a completely different way. It just changes your perspective quite profoundly. And if I can give just a little bit of this to people that wasn't expecting it, I think it's that's very valuable.
Yeah, especially, I mean, as you said, in a town like Copenhagen, every heavily built, it's popping out really much, and it feels like bonsai right now can really be the key of that this we have, all of us have a little bit of a problematic where we are like a little bit stuck on screens in our jobs, especially when you get into cities. Like, you really see that disconnection from nature. And of course, there are cities that are much better built in a sustainable and green way. But allowing a person to get in touch with such a niche thing as a bonsai, that it's at the same time something directly connected to nature, because it's a tree, of course. It's really important, in my opinion, and I mean, really valuable also for a business that would like to, I'm doing, I don't know, I have a like in yeah, no worries. It's I mean, it's I think it's so valuable also for a business to have a relationship to it. I mean, in Scandinavia, it's super famous for furniture. You know, like you have the direct correlation in between wood and nature, and it's something that like I don't know. Like I have this desk. Is made with a chestnut tree, and you have a chestnut bonsai over it. It's just. I don't know. It's so that this is just an example, but it's really it's something that could be used in my opinion. I mean, we have the same here in Milan. I mean, it's so many business that you could just like you do an event, you bring a tree, and it's just it really is the cherry on top in a way. So I think it's a really good good thing to do right now. I think it could actually like go good.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I'm trying to get the word out a little bit more and trying some things with it, and it's been good so far. It's been very good experience so far.
Mhm. Mhm.
And of course now we have those 5 people live. If you if you want like how to where to find it if you're in Copenhagen. That's but it's I mean I'm really happy that you took the step that you're bringing the trees out there. I saw the few pictures that I saw. It seems like it really it really suits your art.
And
Yeah, I think so. It's been fun so far and very interesting, and also a big learning experience every time because
yeah,
you see the tree in a different setting and the colors, the lighting is a bit different. The colors, the part of the tree, things same like where, as I said with the exhibition, when people start speaking to you about what they see and what they experience, it's just a feedback loop of interesting ideas and things start developing. So it's a
yes,
win-win for sure. Yeah.
yeah.
But Jonas, thank you so much for donating your time today to us. It was really nice to speak with you. I'll try to come up once again to Copenhagen and see the garden. I would really love to see how the birches are going.
Yeah, for sure. You're always welcome. Thanks a lot for having me, and I look forward to coming by and seeing your garden develop as well.
Yeah, I mean, you should come. I mean, I mean, if you have the chance to come to down, like just hit me up. We can figure out a way to, make you feel welcome.
That sounds good. Sounds great. I will try that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Bye.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too. Speak to you
Bye,
soon. Ciao.
bye.